Welcome, Panther fans, to the tournament edition of Portland High School Basketball. We're coming to you live inside Portland High School Gymnasium as opening night of the Region 5 3A tournaments are set to get underway. Your Portland Lady Panthers going up against the Lady Royals of Martin Luther King, Kyle Eden. With me, John Thayer, Miguel Amenderis. Lady Panthers unable to get that 20th win this season. Fell to Liberty Creek in the district championship earlier this week. Final score of 48-40. In what was the most unique, if not craziest game we have seen in quite some time, Mr. Thayer.
Yeah, it was extremely interesting. We came out, won the tip-off, so we had possession to start the game. And we just pulled it out and waited for them to come out and play some man-to-man defense because they like to play their little gimmicky sag zones. So just a little one-upmanship, so to speak. I thought it was very good coaching on Coach Stein's part. The big thing there is just get the girls to not get locked up because of the attention they're getting ready to get. Right? It's believe it or not, it's equivalent to when you're on a baseball field and your coach likes to throw over a lot. The other fans get really mad. And then even sometimes your dumber parents that's not been paying attention get mad because you keep throwing over. Well, what you're doing is you're trying to dictate the control and the flow of the game. It's good coaching. It's got nothing to do with being scared or anything like that. But then all of a sudden the pressure turns back onto your players because of the booing, because of people getting aggravated. Then that's the key is how they feel when that happens to them. And the good thing is we gave Kieva the ball out top, and she's tough as nails. So she can handle the pressure, there's no doubt about it. But, you know, we did good, and I liked it, and I had no problem with it. And I actually got on Instagram talking about four corners and being scared and all that kind of stuff. But I answered, you know, nobody had a problem. Well, a lot of people had a problem when Dean Smith did it in North Carolina. But he won a lot of games doing it. And it's not scared. You're dictating the flow of the basketball game, and that's your prerogative as a coach.
Even Coach Stein said, he said, my goal wasn't to win the game 8-6. My goal was we have trouble both times we played them in that zone. And we wanted to spread them out so we could have some open lanes and let the Lady Panthers' athleticism take control. And you're right. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted to get them out of that zone no matter how long it took. 3.5 minutes in that first quarter before any action to the basket. And the Panthers ended up scoring 2 in that first possession. Done well for a bit, and then in that second quarter, Liberty Creek got hot on the shooting side. Low post play, the lob down under. We couldn't seem to stop that. Got behind, and at one point there in the second half, we were actually down by 23, excuse me. And but came back in a flurry. And I think that fourth quarter we outscored them 21-8. Had it down to 8 points and had the ball, just couldn't get any closer than that. But to me, what that does is that lets them know, hey, we can play with this team, because the first two games weren't that good, you know, and them being able to stay with them and hang with them like that, I think says a lot. If we somehow happen to meet them again down the road.
Right, and, you know, I mean, the only way we'll meet them is the regional finals. And then the good thing about that is that even if they do have our number again, we still advance with the chance to go state tournament in the sectional game. It's just be on the road. So, I don't know. I like the strategy. It was a good strategy, and I had no problem with it. The thing we're going to have to get used to with Liberty Creek, and I guess maybe learning it, that's one thing we need to ask Coach Stein, is they do a kamikaze way of getting to the ball when it's on the floor. They teach attack the player first and worry about getting the ball second, and that's really, really physical for girls to do that. That's something that takes them time to get used to, and I'm absolutely 100% convinced Liberty Creek, and I'm not saying it's dirty or not. I'd like to know Coach Ferguson's take on it being dirty, but they definitely do it. And like I said, girls and boys, I mean, you're just not used to that kind of body getting thrown at you at that point of the floor. So it's a cool, you know, I got no problem with strategy, but I'm not sure I'm a fan of it, to be honest with you, because it's not really part of basketball. But nowadays there's a lot of things that aren't part of basketball. The palming of the ball consistently, you know, we see on one possession, you know, 40 calls of palming a basketball that's not called. The game's gotten a little bit more physical, which I got no problem with the physicality part of it, is the pushing and bumping around, but they allow more going through guards than they ever did before, and just that kind of stuff. And they let you put your arm out more than ever, which might be to combat the more physicality they're letting happen. I don't know. But they're throwing the body at people on loose balls. I'm just not sure. I don't like it in a girls' game, and I'm not trying to talk down the girls because, girls are girls and boys, and I just don't like that part of the game. I don't think it fits the ladies' game at all.
Understood. Going back to talking about Liberty Creek, if you go back to January the 1st, Lady Panthers have won 12 of their last 15 games. Those 3 losses, all to Liberty Creek. No other team other than Liberty Creek has been able to defeat the Panthers in calendar year 2026.
Yeah, well, that bodes well for tonight, I think. I don't have MLK's record. I mean, the thing is they came in 3rd in their district. They say their district's down. Until you play them, I don't know. So we'll just we'll see. But I think we should be able to handle them. They're probably going to be pretty fast and loose with the ball. But I don't think they'll be able to outrun us. We'll see. It's going to be an interesting game. The first time you see somebody all year, and it's always interesting to know whose district's the better district. Or, on paper, we should win tonight. Valor Prep should win tonight. Station Camp should not win tonight, and Liberty Creek should win tonight on paper. But sometimes paper don't hold. Mm-hmm. Very, very seldom does all 4 teams in one district lose the first round. But 3 out of the 4 can. I've seen that happen a lot. So that's going to tell us a lot.
Looking at the positives of that game, last game, Panthers actually were 14 of 19 from the free throw line. They out-rebounded Liberty Creek 34-24. And they tied for the closest margin in the district as Liberty Creek won by 8 points. A runner-up finish gives us a number 2 seed in the district, which still gives us home court. In the regional quarterfinals tonight, we host the Martin Luther King Lady Royals, number 3 seed from District 10, a losing record on the season. They did defeat Hume Fogg in the consolation game of the district. Only common opponent they have between us two is of course, Liberty Creek. And Liberty Creek defeated MLK back on January 6th by a score of 62-21. And I think you're right. On paper, Lady Panthers will be favored to win this game. But you can't look ahead to a possible matchup with the number 1 team from District 10. Focus, play Lady Panther basketball, no sloppiness. That's what you got to be scared of as a coach, that you come out kind of getting sloppy as you're trying to not play your game.
Well, the good thing about it is tonight's Friday. They don't play again until Monday, so it's not going to be a fatigue thing. You need to take advantage of their opportunity you have to have a home game. And by doing that, it's your goals, your gym, your crowd. Come out, play a good, hard game, good, clean game, and build on that for when you're, match up against probably Valor Prep next Monday.
On the other side, we'll have the national anthem and starting lineups as you're listening to Lady Panther Basketball on the Portland Sports Network.
In the city or in the woods, help keep America looking good. Give a hoot, don't pollute. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Forest Service.
Number 4, Eric Richmond. Number 12, Zaya Oda. Number 14, Nina Droxley. And number 22, Ayana Crenshaw. And the fans, get on your feet and make some noise as we introduce the starting five for your Lady Panthers. Starting at guard, a freshman, number 2, Madison Bowes. Starting at point guard, a sophomore, number 12, Addison McElvey. Starting at forward, a junior, number 24, Gorchak Boo. Starting at forward, a senior, number 23, Nyla Paul. And starting at center, a senior, number 31, Kieva Bradley. The Lady Panthers are led by assistant coaches.
I'm Nyla Paul.
I'm Kieva Bradley.
I'm Story Russell.
I'm Addie McKelvey.
I'm Gorchak Moot.
This is Coach Stein, and it's time for Lady Panther basketball.
And we get set to start for tip-off here in tonight's regional quarterfinal matchup. And John, you mentioned talking about the regional finals. Things change. Sometimes you can lose a game, sometimes you cannot. We're at the point now, the next 2 games you cannot lose. If you lose, your season is over.
Lost and gone. Go home. So you got to win 2 straight. 1 home, which is a great advantage, and then 1 on the road, which is important too. You got to get used to the gym.
So jumping off in center circle for MLK will be the sophomore Nina Duranslat, and she'll go up against the junior Gorchak Moot. A very young team for MLK, only 1 senior on the roster. And they'll start 2 juniors, 2 sophomores, and a freshman as the referee gets set up in center circle. He's checking, he whistles. Ball is in the air, won by Gorchak Moot. Possession goes to the Lady Panthers. Left to right they'll go in this first half in their home whites, purple trim and numbering. And it'll be Moot over to the far side to Paul. Back to Moot, wide open under the basket layup. That was a long give and go play for the Lady Panthers to get this first bucket.
Yeah, it was a great set play though, for sure. They knew exactly what they were doing. They got the spacing just right.
MLK crosses the line, gets trapped quickly, turnover, steal by Paul, and she'll take it for the layup. Quick 2 buckets for the Lady Panthers, 4-0 lead as Mays will pick up Johnson at the timeline, and she'll give it up over to the right-hand side. Is Duranslat. Tries to go back out top. Into the lane goes Johnson. Shots up, no good. Rebound Paul, and she'll keep it into the front court. Up ahead to Bradley, misses the short layup.
Yeah, she just got a little under too far into the go. Great transition after the rebound though.
Johnson, guarded by Mays, gives it out up front to Rosemond. Over to Duranslat. Ball is loose, picked up by Bradley. Pass up ahead to Moot, and she'll take it to the bucket. Shot is knocked out of bounds. Panthers are keeping underneath the basket, 1.5 minutes gone here in this first quarter, 4-point lead. McKelvey gets it at the corner, takes a dribble. Pass in the lane is loose, but picked up by Moot. And the Lady Panthers will start again. McKelvey An extended 1-2-2 looking zone defense gives McKelvey an open shot from the slot area. Doesn't go in. Rebound goes to the Lady Royals. Screen in the backcourt helps Durinslet get up to the front area, and they'll call traveling on MLK.
It's good defense by the Lady Panthers, taking away any passing zones.
4-0, your Panthers lead. McKelvey, Paul, down low to Bradley, turnaround shot, hook, no good. Picked up by the Lady Royals.
It was a good inlet pass and a good move. Bradley's just got to work on touching that glass, not trying to take it straight in.
Tip pass by Bradley goes into the arms of Johnson. She'll get over to Durinslet, down low to Odom. She'll pop it out up top. The three is no good. Offensive rebound doesn't go in. Paul gets fouled right here in front of us. So at 5:23, we have our first personal foul of the night, and it'll go against Martin Luther King. Specifically, Zaya Odom with the first foul.
It was a pretty tough foul, too.
Mays will take the inbounds and give it back to McKelvey. Entry to Bradley, turnaround before the shot. She took steps.
She got to gather herself. She definitely got a mismatch down there low. We're going to feed her the ball. She just got to get her feet under her.
Johnson into the front court. Over to Durinslet. Into the corner is Ammons into the game. Mishandles the pass, picked up by the Lady Panthers. Ball gets tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with the purple and white. Again, the Lady Panthers have won 12 of their last 15 games. Into the paint area, Bradley dishes it out to Paul for three, in and out. Mays had to rebound, but loses it out of bounds.
Yeah, that was a freshman thing there. She did a great job of slicing through, getting in position, but she got bumped. And when you get bumped as a freshman against seniors and juniors, sometimes it's kind of tough, even though this team doesn't have but one senior on it, so they're not that old.
Johnson picks up her dribble. Bad pass will give it over to the Panthers.
Then they got two juniors, one freshman, two sophomores starting.
Into the game comes Ariel Lindsay, and Mays will come out. Moot over to Paul. Lindsay has it, loses it out of bounds. Martin Luther King basketball.
A quick shout out to their coach, Melvin McCullough. I emailed him to get a roster, and he sent it to us. Some people, I don't guess, ever check their emails. I don't know if that's something new or what, but he did a good job of getting it to me pretty quick. I appreciate it.
Down the lane goes MLK, and the bucket is good by Ayanna Crenshaw. First basket for MLK comes at the 4-minute mark. Paul wastes no time, streaking through the lane and makes the layup uncontested.
Nice job. She got bumped a little bit out front, but gathered herself and went in for a pretty good layup.
It's a second bucket for Paul. 6-2, Portland leads. 3:40 to go here in the first quarter. Ammons baseline shots no good. Foul on the rebound. Go against MLK. And they'll give that one to Odom.
That's her second foul, I believe.
Timeout on the court with 3:32 remaining. Portland 6, Martin Luther King 2. You're listening to high school basketball.
Tennessee Commission for the United States Semiquincentennial was created to plan, encourage, develop, and coordinate the commemoration of the 250th anniversary of the founding of the United States and recognize Tennessee's integral role in that event and the impact of its people on the nation's past, present, and future. the Commission promotes an inclusive statewide celebration and educational commemoration of America's 250th by interpreting and preserving Tennessee's unique stories, objects, landmarks, and places across our diverse state that defined who we are as Tennesseans and Americans.
3:32 to go here in the first quarter. Panthers with the basketball. They'll have the length of the court to go. And it'll be McKelvey initiating the offense. Paul throws it underneath to Moot. Turnaround shot good. The pass went over the defense. And Moot gets her second bucket of the night.
In this day of huddle, you not having someone on Moot all the time is crazy.
Tipped pass picked up by MLK though. Down the lane. Shot is up, no good. The rebound goes to the Lady Royals. They'll try it again. That one doesn't go in. Picked up by Paul. She has Moot and Lindsay up ahead. Decides to go with Lindsay. And Lindsay takes a little bit too many steps. I don't know about that one.
No, it was a Euro step, wasn't it? I just don't think she looked real clean. Real confident with the third step was the key. It's, you know, if you go up and look like that's what you do all the time, they go, oh, well, maybe that's what they're supposed to do.
Martin Luther King with the basketball. Darren Slett gets around Bradley, but gives it up. Gets it right back and gets fouled on the shot. That'll be foul number 1 on Kieva Bradley. And Nina Durenslett will go to the free throw line.
Foul number 31, Kieva Bradley, her first and the first team foul.
Durenslett to the line. Shot goes in. As Bailey Sharklet will come in and Bradley will take a seat. Madison Mays back into the game for McKelvey. One senior on the court. Shot is up. That one goes in. Durenslett with 2. 8-4 is your score. Panthers with the lead. Paul, quick pass over to Moot. Moot goes baseline, gets cut off, and they'll say she stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, the baseline is not always your friend. It becomes a defender when you get close.
Kylie Whiteside into the game for MLK. Ammons, guarded by Paul, gives it up into the corner. Ball is loose. Panthers touch it last. As McKelvey comes back into the game.
Number 12,
and Lindsay will get a breather.
For the Lady Panthers.
MLK to inbounds deep in their territory. It'll go to Durenslett. Takes a shot. It's rejected. Picked up by Sharplet. Up ahead to Paul. Paul has one to beat. Gets around her and makes the layup. What a move by Nylock Paul.
Sharplet did a good job of clearing out the rebound and finding her open down court.
6-point lead for the Lady Panthers. 10-4. Under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Crenshaw with the basketball. Misses the shot picked up by Mays. Mays into the front court. Tries to thread her defender. Gives it up to Moot. Moot pump fakes down the lane. Scoop shot is good. 12 points for the Panthers. 6 for Paul, 6 for Moot. And Coach McCullough calls timeout. We'll take timeout. Panthers with an 8-point lead. You're listening to Regional Championship Basketball.
Smokey the Bear.
Then you know why Smokey tells you when he sees you passing through. Remember, please be careful, it's the least that you can do.
What you desire, don't play with matches, don't play with fire.
After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com. And remember,
only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
A minute 32 to go here in this first quarter. A 12-4 lead for Portland. Other action in our district. Station Camp is at Maplewood, and Liberty Creek is hosting Hume Fogg. Springfield is at Valor Prep College. And if we win tonight, we will play the winner of that game. And right now in the third quarter, Valor Prep has a 4-point lead on Springfield, 30-26, as that game started an hour earlier.
I bet the Springfield people love that.
MLK with the basketball with a minute and a half to go.
Friday traffic. Sure, get down here right in the teeth of it. Thank you very much.
Valor Prep way on the other side of Nashville. Bad pass out of bounds. Turnover for MLK. Gives it to the Lady Panthers. Lady Panthers will try to get to double digits. Mays to McKelvey. Swings over to Paul. Gives it to Mays, who was streaking in the lane. Decides not to take the shot. Throws it back out front to McKelvey. And Paul will survey the defense. McKelvey. Mays swings it around to Moot. Moot in the near side area. Back across to McKelvey. Takes a long three. It's in there. The first person other than Paul or Moot to score for the Panthers is Addie McKelvey. District tournament, all tournament team. And the ball tipped out by Moot. PHS in the plus 11 slot on the scoring margin with 33 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. Johnson gets around her defender. Teardrop doesn't go in. Picked up by Mays. Mays throws it up ahead to McKelvey. And McKelvey's going to wait for her offense, and no, they will call traveling. I was hoping they missed that one.
Yeah, just at that point when you pick it up, you got to power dribble. You got to stay low and expect contact.
So MLK down by 11, 21 seconds to go. They'll try to get a bucket and a little momentum here to end the quarter. Trapp gives the ball up to Ammons. Shot is on the way, and it goes in. Kaya Ammons with a bucket for MLK. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Moot takes one at the buzzer, doesn't go in. At the end of one, it's Portland 15, Martin Luther King 6. This is Lady Panther basketball on the Portland Sports Network.
Two guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same two guys drove home. One guy wore his seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Start of the second quarter, Portland 15, MLK 6. Panthers will start on defense in the second 8 minutes. It'll be Mays, Moot, Paul, McKelvey, and Sharklet as Panther Nation stands up for this second quarter, trying to get things riled up. Moot with the turnover, gets through two defenders and makes the layup rolls out. Ball is loose on the floor. Tied up with 7:40 to go in the second quarter. We will have our first held ball situation. And the Lady Panthers will keep it as Bradley will come into the game. Sharklet will take a seat. Paul lobs it to Moot. Quick shot, no good. Rebound put back, doesn't go in for Paul. Out of bounds, will stay with the purple and white. Open opportunities, got to make those.
Yep, 3 of them we missed.
Quick pass outlet into the corner, and McKelvey wedges it on the rim. And I think Coach McCullough, MLK, could get out there and get that one down. What do you think?
Yeah, there's no doubt he could. I don't think any girl on the floor can, though.
So there's discussion. Coach Tanisha Tucker throws out another basketball. We'll see if we'll use a little physics here. Nope. You got to hit the ball. Nope. Try it again. 4 times. Once again. We're going to have to get the ladder out here. McCullough gives it back to him, so let's try it again. So the ref's trying to.
At least he's not shooting air balls.
Well, it's moving.
Almost. Oh, almost got it.
So that tells us we need to have a broom close at hand.
Well, yeah, we need a sweeper close at hand too. But
all right, so okay,
let's
so
go.
the cheerleaders
Let
are
them
going to
do
make
it.
they're going to make a pyramid.
Let
Is that
them
what
do
we're going to do?
They're just cheering him on. I don't know.
Oh, he says go ahead.
Good
so
for
here we
him
go.
good for him for letting them. You know.
All
what I mean?
righty, pyramid. There we go. Congratulations, and you hear it from the crowd. I don't know that I've ever seen that ever.
I just think it's pretty cool of the referee just being polite
to
about
let
it and
them
going,
do it,
here,
yeah.
go ahead.
Cheerleaders
I'm not
come out
having
there
any
and
luck
said,
doing it
hey,
either.
we know how to get up there. So action to start again. I forgot where we was at. Portland up by 9, 7:13 to go here in the second quarter. Johnson met by Mays into the front court. Gives it over to Ammons in the corner, back out front to Johnson. Johnson to Ammons in the near slot. She gets cut off by McKelvey. She'll give it up. Pass over to the far side, goes out of bounds. Portland basketball. In that first quarter, Nylock Paul with 6 points. Gorchek Moot with 6. And McKelvey with the 3-pointer. Mays gives it to McKelvey at the free throw line. She loses it. Turnover, give it to MLK. This time Bradley is on Johnson. Got a switch there. Bradley staying with her though. Turnaround shot up. No good, but a whistle before, as they'll call a moving violation on the Lady Royals.
Yeah, on that pass that got intercepted, that's what a zone defense is intended to do. You can't throw it in tight spots.
6.5 to go here in the first quarter. Still a 9-point lead for Portland. And walking is called against the Lady Panthers. Divinity Crony, sophomore, comes into the game for Martin Luther King. Into the corner, shot is up, missed. MLK gets another offensive rebound. Crony now with it. Gives it back to Johnson. Ammons in the three-point area. Shot is up, no good, but last touch by the Panthers as it goes out of bounds. Under 6-minute mark, 15-6 is your score. A trip to the regional semifinals on the line. That game will be played at Valor College Prep High School on Nolensville Pike in Nashville. Johnson gets the inbounds and gets bumped.
I'm not recommending which one to go to, but there's a lot of good Mexican restaurants in that area. So why don't you just Google it? I mean, and Mexican's big in Portland. We got all kinds of Mexican restaurants here, so I would definitely check it out and go find you one. I got one in mind, but I'm not sharing it.
You want to make sure you get a seat?
I'm going to get mine to go.
If you get there. Mays gets called for that foul. On the ensuing possession, MLK gets a turnover, so Portland with the basketball. 5:45 to go. McKelvey to Mays. Lob to Bradley. Turnaround shot doesn't go in, but McKelvey's there with the putback off the mark.
Yeah, Bradley just can't get the touch tonight for some reason.
Johnson to the right-hand side, gets a clear out, takes a shot, short, but she gets her own rebound. Knocked out of bounds by Portland. It'll stay with the Lady Panthers.
One thing you got to remember, when you're guarding somebody and get beat and they do a pull-up jump shot, you still got to keep guarding them and block them out. You can't just stand there.
Morgan Sales makes her first appearance in the game as she'll come in for Madison Mays. Inbounds pass, turnaround shot rolls in for MLK. Basket for Aaron Rosemont. So So 5:05 to go. That's the first bucket here in the second quarter. 15-8, your Panthers lead. Paul in the lane misses the shot, but the putback is there by Kieva Bradley.
It's a good job by Bradley getting offensive rebound and putback.
Timeout on the court. 4:51 remaining. Your Panthers lead by 9. We'll be back with second quarter action of Lady Panther basketball.
Two guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same two guys drove home. One guy wore his seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Game world or real world, seatbelts save lives.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Full timeout called by the Portland Panthers. 4:51 to go here in the second quarter. Portland leads 17-8. MLK with the basketball. Panthers decide to go three-quarter court zone pressure. And MLK quickly gets a turnover forced by the Lady Panthers. Other area teams that are still playing in action tonight. East Robinson is at East Nashville. Macon County is at Upperman. At last check, they were losing by 9. And White House Heritage is hosting Stratford. Bradley gets the entry pass. Turnaround shot is good. Kieva Bradley gets her second bucket of the night.
4 straight points. The only points for us in the second quarter.
Trap right at the center line, and push on the Lady Panthers. They had her covered as she went right across the timeline and then was stuck. And Sales get called for the first foul. That's the second team foul on the Panthers. Sales with the interception. Gives it up to Paul. Paul steamrolls into the front court, backs it up. I think during that timeout, Coach Stein was a little upset about the rebounding effort of the Lady Panthers and the aggressiveness as Paul takes a three from the near slot. Doesn't go in, but Bradley's right there that misses the putback. Ball is loose again, and Bradley comes away with it. Moved for the three, bottom.
Bradley did a good job. She missed her shot. She was a little under the goal, but she did a great job of fighting it back out and giving her team that's got to be an offensive foul.
Sales comes up from behind, steals it, passes it up ahead to McKelvey for the layup. Good steal and score by the Lady Panthers. That forces Martin Luther King to call a timeout. Here to 3:29 mark. Panthers up by 16. We'll be right back.
Graphic Obsessions on Main is in a larger space and has more to choose from than ever. Tons of Panther designs we can print in minutes. Tons of inventory you can grab right off the rack today. And the amazing new hat bar, where you can customize your own hat. See a design you love but not in your size? We'll print it in just minutes. So many unique gift items right in the store. With the holidays fast approaching, remember, shop early at Graphic Obsessions on Main in Portland.
At 3:29 of the second quarter, it's Portland 24, Martin Luther King 8. Gorchek Moocher leading the score with 9. Panthers will keep that full court pressure on as MLK passes up ahead into the front court, straight into the waiting arms of Coach Stein.
It was a great pass. He was waiting for it as well.
McKelvey quickly takes the inbounds into the front court, over to Paul. Moot steps out on front, takes the pass, gives it back to Paul. Touch pass over to McKelvey for three, and there. Addie McKelvey leading the team in three-point shooting at 30% clip. Gets her second three of the night, and now the Panthers have jumped it up to a 19-point lead. Turnover, it's Moot. And the all-district, all-American, all-everything gets the layup. 11 points on the night for Moot. Another turnover by the Panthers. Moot to Paul, bucket.
Great defense leads to easy buckets.
As the switch was turned on by the timeout that was called by MLK, another turnover. And Paul's not wasting any time driving the lane and gets fouled. That's the first team foul on Martin Luther King here in the second quarter.
Hey, if you haven't came to the game yet and you're hungry, they got a special thing here at the concession stand. The football concession picked up, came over here, good food, pretzels, chicken. The executive chef, Mike Moore, is getting the food cooked and ready, prepared.
Moot misses the three on the inbounds. Martin Luther King picks it up and into the front court, takes a shot. It's no good. Moot with the rebound. Sales fell and was favoring that ankle. She's still limping.
Then Donna, she's running the stand, so you know it's going to be done right.
And Sales is hurting. Three come in for Coach Stein. Out will go Sales, Moot, and McKelvey. In will come Sharplet, Mays, and Lindsay. And Sales won't go back to the locker room. She's going to stay on the bench. The trainer comes to check on her. Mays inbounds. Bounce pass down low to Sharplet. Sharplet pump fake goes in.
Great ball movement by the Lady Panthers. Assist by Mays.
It is now 33-8. Turnaround move by MLK, but the shot doesn't fall. Loose rebound out of bounds. It'll stay with the Lady Royals. The winner of tonight's game will play the winner of Valor Prep and Springfield. Bounce pass is loose, but picked up by Crenshaw. Shot three goes in. Rosemond makes her second bucket of the night. This one is a three. Makes it 33-11. Panthers come back, score. Will they give her the bucket?
No, it didn't go in. But it was a really athletic play on her part. She sometimes, because she's young, kind of slow at receiving and deciding to go ahead and take the shot. There it was all one smooth, fluid motion. It was pretty impressive.
Sharplet misses the first free throw.
That's just a sign of things to come in the future. There goes some food right there. We got fries and cheese, and we got chicken tender dinner. So the good food. If you hadn't ate yet, come to the game, get some good food. Watch your Lady Panthers. It's a special group of ladies here.
McKelvey comes into the game for Lindsay. And she gets 10-2 on the bench. Looks like there may be a contact issue. And there's a stoppage in play. As I think there's a cleanup on aisle 11. And the trainer comes out to take care of the spill. That game in the regional semifinals will be for the girls Monday night, 7:30 p.m. Panthers sweep the major awards for district play. That's for the all-district team. Kieva Bradley, Nylock Paul. District MVP went to junior Gorchek Moot. As Sharplet gets ready to shoot the second one. That one doesn't go in, but Bradley is there with the cleanup.
Great job by Kieva fighting through, getting that offensive rebound.
35-11 is your score. Ball is loose, picked up by Paul, and she gets quickly fouled by Lady Royal.
Foul number 12, Zaya Bruno.
That foul will go against Odom, and that's her 4th foul here with 1:20 to go here in the second quarter.
Yeah, I think that just suits her fine, the way she looks. She's glad to come out.
Panthers up by 24 here in the first half. Bradley over to Moot. Tries to get it to Mays, a little bit too hot, out of bounds. It'll go over to MLK wearing their visiting black jerseys, blue trim, blue and white numbering. 1:10 remaining. Durenslot with the inbounds. Gives it up ahead to Ammons. Ammons to the corner. Floater, no good. Charlotte with the rebound.
She got clobbered. She did a great job of keeping the ball.
Under a minute to go here in the first half. Moot takes a 3. Short. Long rebound goes out of bounds. It'll go over to MLK with 44 seconds remaining.
Yeah, if she'd have followed her shot, she'd have had a second opportunity to at least get the rebound and score again or pass it to a teammate.
MLK trying to get some momentum. As it won't do it that way, right into the hands of Bradley. Pass up ahead to Moot. She doesn't even dribble, takes 1 step, scores the bucket.
Well, Moot doesn't have to dribble much with her length. 3 steps from the foul line to the go, and she's in there.
13 points for Gorchek Moot, 18 seconds to go. Bradley with the tip, picked up by Durenslett, and she loses it trying to get around Charlotte towards the basket.
Good
so the
defense.
Panthers have 11 seconds to go. Paul will come back in. Bradley will take a breather for 11 seconds plus the half. Bradley sitting with that 1 foul. 7 seconds to go. Moot, fake in the lane. Jumper, no good. 2 seconds. Won't be enough time to get a shot off for Martin Luther King. And the Lady Panthers woke up during a Martin Luther King timeout and get things straight going their way. At the end of 2 quarters, it's Portland 37, Martin Luther King 11. We'll be back with halftime of Portland Lady Panther basketball.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire. How to control the flames. What to do with hot coals. How to secure your chains. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Join us Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for Off the Rails, brought to you by Portland Sports Network's YouTube channel. Hosted by Coach Miguel Almendarez, Kyle Eden, and Coach John Thayer. We talk about local high school sports, as well as other local and college sports, and any other subject that might come up. Tune in and join in on the conversation. Off the Rails.
An efficient second quarter for the Lady Panthers gives them a sizable lead, 37-11 margin over Martin Luther King Lady Royals. Once the Portland initiated the full court pressure, the game accelerated a 16-0 run to give the Lady Panthers breathing room and momentum at halftime.
Yeah, they did a good job coming out of a timeout that MLK had and decided to play ball, but I think a lot of it had to do with Coach Stein decided to throw little traps on them and really got them discombobulated. So they look good there. Efficient passes after the steals. Good, easy layups for the most part. So, yeah, they look really good. They just need to keep playing. They need to play a whole game. Sometimes they go through little splurts of getting a little lax, and they got to try to play through this because they've got plenty of time to rest. So it's not a thing that you're trying to conserve energy kind of thing.
Agreed. At last check, Valor Prep had a 12-point lead over Springfield, and that was late in the second half. We'll keep you posted on that as we get updates. Scoring all around, especially by our all-district team members for tonight's game.
Yeah, McKelvey had 8, Paul had 8, Moot had 13, Bradley had 6, Sharklet had 2. We were 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Rebounds, Mays with 2, McKelvey with 1, Paul with 3, Moot with 1, Bradley with 4. Steals, we had McKelvey 1, Paul 2, Moot 3, Bradley 2, Sells 2. Block shots, 1 by McKelvey, 2 by Moot. Assist, Mays with 2, Paul with 2, Moot with 2, Bradley with 2, Sells with 2. We had 8 total turnovers. We had 5 in the first quarter, which was a little too many for this team, I think, but 8 total, so that's not too bad for your Lady Panthers.
And you got to think, Coach Stein will come out with his starters, I would assume. There's no foul trouble. Will come out probably with that full court pressure. I don't know, but you're right. He wants to have that momentum. He wants to keep up, come out at the second half, just like the game is tied, and keep things going like they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, you can run your subs in a little bit after you get about 3-4 minutes of good play by your starters, but I wouldn't sub too much out. You need to keep your stamina up for playing a full game because Valor Prep ain't going to come. We're not going to go down there and just walk through that. Our starters are going to have to play pretty much the whole game in most cases. So it's one of those juggling acts as a coach. You know, you think give your youngins some time to play in a regional game, which is fine too, but you got to make sure your starters are ready to go all the time. So, you know, danged if you do and danged if you don't when you're a coach.
Then we'll keep our eye on Morgan Sales to see if how that injury on their ankle worked. Teams are coming back out for their halftime warm-ups. We'll take a short break. When we come back, it'll be second half action of Lady Panther basketball.
Welcome back, Lady Panther fans. We're here at Portland High School Gymnasium, Corey Brewer Court. We're at halftime. Your Lady Panthers are leading MLK out of Nashville, Tennessee, 37-11. Here in the quarterfinals of the regional tournament. Hey, we're going to give a quick Taya Totten update. UT Southern, where she plays basketball as a freshman, they're 22-5. They're 2-0 in the conference tournament right now, getting ready to play tomorrow at 4 p.m. They've played 27 games. She's been in every one of them. She started at 12. She's averaging 17.3 minutes per game, 5 points a game, 2.1 rebounds a game, and she just got selected to the Southern States Conference. I think it's Southern States Athletic Conference all-freshman team. So shout out to Taya Totten for her great season so far, and good luck to their team in the tournament. Hope they get to advance and go to some fun places.
Okay, when we come back, it's third quarter action of high school basketball. ready to start the second half. 37-11, the score, your Panthers lead. Liberty Creek on top of Hume Fogg right now, 70-15. And Macon County losing to Upperman, current score of 66-21. Last check, Valor Prep had a 12-point lead over Springfield. Panthers will have possession of the basketball, and they will go from right to left. It will be Paul, McKelvey, Mays, Bradley, and Moot are the starting five. And second half action is underway. Paul at the volleyball line. Over to Mays. Mays tries to get it to Bradley down low. It's picked off. So a turnover quickly in the third quarter gives it to MLK. And they'll see if they can make something of it. Paul says no, comes from behind with the steal, throws it up ahead to Moot. Ball is knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Lady Panthers.
Yeah, it was a good job of recovering a bad pass and getting something good to happen with it.
Inbounds for the Panthers to Paul in the corner. She'll dribble her way back out on top. And she says, I want to take this three short. Rebound is loose, picked up by the Lady Royals. During slot, up ahead, shot, no good by MLK. And Moot gets fouled on the rebound.
I would have to really check that inflation of that ball because it almost wedgied again. So either our goals are out of whack, which I don't believe that's the case, or that ball is just slightly underinflated. Did I ever tell you the time my son, high school game, we started here, the Panthers, and we were playing with a girls' ball. The referee didn't know it. We got about a minute into the game, and he stopped and looked at Coach Kingston like, this ain't the right ball, Coach. So the referee stopped it and swapped balls out.
Bradley gets a basket for the Lady Panthers, and the Panthers do keep up that full court pressure. MLK gets it across the line, takes a three, doesn't get there. Mays over to McKelvey. McKelvey into the front court. Paul, Moot, Bradley staying on that low block. No openings. McKelvey finally bounce pass down low to Bradley, and she'll get fouled from behind. No, they'll call a 3-second violation on the senior.
Yeah, I've got nothing to say about that. I guess she was in there that long.
MLK having trouble getting it in. Durinslet finally comes to help her teammates, but the pass is intercepted. McKelvey alone underneath as she gets the assist from Paul. McKelvey in double digits, 10 points on that. And McKelvey steals the pass off the inbounds, tries to get it down low to Mays. Mays says, I'm not taking this one. Here you go, Gorchek Moot. And she gets the bucket.
Number 24, Gorchek Moot, her team.
It's a very unselfish play, but she needed to get herself on the stat line and take that shot.
Gorchek with 15 points on the night matches her season average. And the Panthers now up 43-11. 5.5 to go, and the ball rolls out of bounds off the toes of a Lady Royal. And it'll go back to the Lady Panthers.
Yeah, they're playing extremely uninspired basketball right now.
I know what you mean. I'm not sure if
uninspired. They're not in it.
There you go.
They've already given up.
That's
it
good.
Looks to me.
That's
How's
good.
that?
That's a good word.
That's what most people at home will be listening, wanting to hear anyway. They've given up.
And Coach Stein bringing in a slew of Lady Panthers. But he'll call timeout first.
Is it a slew or a claw? If it's a bunch of Lady Panthers, it's a claw, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got me on that one.
That's unusual that I get you on something like that.
You got me on that one. So we'll take a quick break. We'll be back. You're listening to Lady Panther Basketball.
Tennessee Commission for the United States Semiquincentennial was created to plan, encourage, develop, and coordinate the commemoration of the 250th anniversary of the founding of the United States and recognize Tennessee's integral role in that event and the impact of its people on the nation's past, present, and future. The Commission promotes an inclusive statewide celebration and educational commemoration of America's 250th by interpreting and preserving Tennessee's unique stories, objects, landmarks, and places across our diverse state that define who we are as Tennesseans and Americans.
In the city or in the woods, help keep America looking good. Give a hoot, don't pollute. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Forest Service.
5:21 remaining in the third quarter. Panthers up by a healthy 32 points. And we'll get you the lineup here in a second as the inbounds is to Sales, but then held up by Ammons, and that'll be, I think, 3 on her. Good to see Sales back into the game. It'll be Sales, Sharklet, Lindsay. Kendall Gregory is in the game as a 3 on the way, doesn't go in by Sales. Ball is loose, stepped out of bounds, the Lady Panthers. And also Karina Fair in the game for Coach Stein. Johnson into the front court, met by Lindsay. As coach calls for the trap, in comes Gregory with the steal, and she'll go down for the layup. Kendall Gregory.
Good defense turns
with
into an easy layup. It's always the name of the game, and Nate Honeycutt
And here
makes a
comes
living doing it.
Gregory again. This time Johnson goes the opposite way. Tries to get a shot off in the lane, doesn't go in. Lindsay with the rebound, bounce pass to Fair, gives it back to Lindsay. Lindsay up ahead, pass is tipped out by Ammons. Sales will inbounds to Lindsay. Pass is tipped, picked up by Gregory. She tries to go down the lane, gets it taken from behind, but Fair picks it up. Pass out to Lindsay, and we'll start over again. 4:15 remaining in the third. Sales saw Fair down low, decided not to pass it. Sharklet's going to corrals around the free throw line area. She finally goes to the low block. Entry pass to her is picked off. MLK with the basketball. Darren Slett in the front court. Gives it up to Johnson, who took steps before the dribble. Under section 23, paragraph 4, that is not allowed in TSSAA regulations.
During some games.
True. Sales.
There was a walk right there. They didn't go.
Lindsay over to Gregory. Gregory in the corner. Fakes a move.
Yeah,
gets held up. No, they're calling foul. No jump ball here. That'll be number 4 on Ammons.
Yeah, that was a deal. I'm not for them, obviously, but they needed to just back off just a smidgen. They had her where they wanted her. She wasn't going to get the ball out of there. No reach was required.
Crony comes into the game as Ammons will sit with 4. Lindsay will take the inbounds in the backcourt. Bounces it over to Sales. Sales' pass is tipped, picked up by Lindsay. Back to Sales. Throws to Gregory. Gregory, baseline. And she steps out of bounds. Annabelle Thompson into the game as Karina Fair will take a seat.
Hey, shout out to Friday being Friday.
Darren Slett to the right-hand side, gives it out up front to Rosemont, who gives it back to Darren Slett out of bounds. It'll go over to the Lady Panthers. I don't know that we mentioned the all-tournament team for the ladies class, as Nylock Paul and Addie McKelvey were selected for that. Bounce pass, bounce shot off the glass, goes in for Thompson. Give her a bucket. 47-11 is your score. Lady Panthers up with 2:48 to go. Johnson takes a three, doesn't get it. And a foul on the putback against Portland. And that'll go against Sales. And that'll send Divinity Croney to the free throw line for 2. Second foul on Morgan Sales.
I think they're just as bored as everybody else is. I'm being asked why the scoreboard's not updated and all that stuff. I think they're over there playing Yahtzee or something, waiting for the next game.
Not paying attention. His
Not
free
paying
throw
attention.
Free throw is missed.
It can happen.
Second free throw is up, doesn't go in. They're going to call a lane violation against the Lady Royals. What you give it to the Panthers? Ariel Lindsay with 2:30 to go here in the third quarter. Gives it up to Sales, who they call traveling. Sorry, that was a... I thought maybe they was going to call that clothesline, but the traveling happened beforehand.
I'm being asked about the running clock. I don't really know the running clock rule. I got a feeling if you ask the MLK coach, he would not have a problem with it.
We've had this discussion, and I don't think we figured if it was 30 or 35. Foul on the shot by MLK will send Croney back to the free throw line.
Running clock rule for a high school basketball is triggered when it's in the second half and the point differential is between 35 and 40 points.
We need to score a little more.
Thank you, good job. Free throw is missed.
Yeah, so there's good stuff on the internet, but you can't just find out how to, some YouTube settings is like hidden in stone or something. You have to venture 3 miles in the heat and desert with no clothes on or with just pants on and find this thing under a rock.
Free throw is made by Croney, and Fair will come back into the game for Sales. 1, 2, 3, 4 freshmen and a sophomore on the court for Coach Stein. And they're holding their own. Pass was tipped out of bounds by MLK. It'll stay with the Lady Panthers. Coming up on 2 minutes here in the third quarter. Gregory, one-handed bounce pass over to Fair. She gets caught up at the baseline. Loses possession, and they'll say it was last touched by the Lady Panthers, so it will go over to MLK.
So since it's a variable number, do they decide before the game what that magic number is going to be? Because didn't you say between something and something else?
It's between 35 and 40, depending on what state you're in and what association you're with and everything. So.
Okay, we're in Tennessee, TSSAA. So let's just hope for 40, and then it'll take off on us.
Turnover by Martin Luther King. Give it back to the Lady Panthers. Lindsay will take the inbounds. 47-12 is your score. Sharklet at the elbow, catches Thompson underneath for the open layup. Another bucket for Annabelle Thompson, gives her 4 on the night.
State of Tennessee, TSSAA rule for running clock. When the team gains a 25-point advantage in the fourth quarter only.
Okay, we got to get to the fourth quarter.
Croney gets open, turns around, misses a shot in the lane, but gets her own rebound. Putback is no good. The rebound by the Panthers is taken away by MLK, but they don't make the shot. Multiple opportunities for the Lady Royals. They can't get one to go in. And finally, Gregory says, I've had enough. Gets to the front court, over to Thompson. She tries for another one, but that one will not go in. It will go out of bounds. Knocked out by MLK. So Gregory will inbounds underneath the baseline. Screen. Thompson comes out, gets the pass. looks for help, takes the shot, doesn't go in. Long rebound goes to MLK, and a foul on Fair against Durinslat. And that'll be the third team foul on the Lady Panthers. Under 40 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Johnson for MLK, met at the timeline by Lindsay, decides to go to the right-hand side this time. The pass is tipped by Gregory, but picked up by MLK. Pass is almost picked off again. Foul against the Panthers as Lindsay picks up one. Next foul will put the Lady Royals to the free throw line. Durinslet with the inbounds, guarded by Sharklet. Hands it off to Blevins, but it'll go out of bounds. 16.5 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. 37-point lead for the home team. Gregory, Sharklet, back over to Lindsay for the three. No good. And Martin Luther King with possession. 3 seconds to go. 2 seconds. They will not get a shot off. And we'll see.
Is he going to let it go? Nope.
Nope. He did call a foul against Portland. A little push right before half court. So
yeah,
that should be free throws for Martin Luther King, as the referees are saying, nope. Cheerleaders were a little bit too antsy.
That could be a game changer here.
So Ayana Durinslat will get 2 with 0.3 seconds remaining. As everybody gets back in order. Durinslat gets set for her first shot. Up, doesn't go. Second opportunity. In the air, doesn't go in. Horn sounds as we close out the third quarter. It's Portland 49, Martin Luther King 12. A trip to the regional semifinals on the line. We'll be back for the final 8 minutes of Lady Panther basketball.
Graphic Obsessions on Main is in a larger space and has more to choose from than ever. Tons of Panther designs we can print in minutes. Tons of inventory you can grab right off the rack today. And the amazing new hat bar, where you can customize your own hat. See a design you love but not in your size? We'll print it in just minutes. So many unique gift items right in the store. With the holidays fast approaching, remember, shop early at Graphic Obsessions on Main in Portland.
Join us Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for Off the Rails, brought to you by Portland Sports Network's YouTube channel. Hosted by Coach Miguel Almendarez, Kyle Eden, and Coach John Thayer. We talk about local high school sports, as well as other local and college sports, and any other subject that might come up. Tune in and join in on the conversation. Off the Rails.
Start of the fourth quarter, Panthers will be on defense. It'll be Lindsay, Gregory, Karina Fair, and also into the game now is Candy Orozco and Adeline Bender. As we get set, and we learned in that third quarter that we will now be in the running clock situation. Already Bender in a battle with the big girl on the free throw line. Shot is up, and it goes in, and the foul. Crony will get the bucket and go to the free throw line for an and one. Annabelle Thompson led all scorers in that third quarter with 4. That's the first foul on Gregory. Crony takes a shot, misses, gets the long rebound, and MLK will start it up again. Handoff to Roseman. Picked off by Kendall Gregory. Another steal for the freshman. And she goes coast to coast, but it's off the front of the rim. Ball is loosed on the ground. We'll have a tie-up. Possession arrow will go to the Lady Panthers. Give a shout out to the boys side of things as the all-district team was announced. Nate Honeycutt and Tristan Calvert part of that. And your MVP, Keelan Dalton. Coach of the Year for District 9 AAA was John Ferguson. Inbounds is loose, picked up by Gregory. Throws it up ahead to Bender. Now with the Roscoe with the basketball. Out of bounds, they'll say to go to MLK. So a clean sweep in the all-district for girls MVP and Coach of the Year and boys MVP and Coach of the Year.
Yeah, that's interesting, especially since the girls came in second, even though Moot was a no-brainer. She's the class of the district for sure, but Coach Stein definitely deserved Coach of the Year, but normally it's just kind of a give me that the person who wins the district regular season gets that. But I think a lot of it's got to do with his run last year to state tournament too. I think a lot of the coaches are kind of giving him a kudos for that as well.
Fair bumps Jurenslet going into the lane, so inbounds for MLK. Johnson tries to go baseline, cut off by Bender, gives it back to Johnson. Johnson misses the shot, and it's picked up by Gregory. 49-14 is your score. Ball is loose, tie up, possession go to MLK. For the all-tournament team for the district tournament for the boys side, it was Nate Honeycutt and Keelan Dalton, and your MVP for the district tournament was Tristan Calvert, your point guard.
I know one year in baseball, the district coach of the year was given to the last place coach, and he really wasn't a good coach. It was kind of weird.
Is that kind of like Paul Horning getting the Heisman Trophy off of losing?
Yeah, but I mean, Paul Horning was actually a pretty good football player, right? He went on to be a Hall of Famer and pro, but the coach who won it in our district wasn't a good coach. I think they won one district game that year. I think the one win was just, I don't know what the deal was. I think he paid everybody else off, to be honest with you.
I could see that happening. 4:50 remaining here in this running clock. The ball was out of bounds, so we're waiting on the inbounds for MLK. And they lob it in way to the far side. Picked up by Odom. Odom guarded by Fair. Tries to go down the lane, and she drug the pivot foot. Walking will give it over to the Lady Panthers. Good defense by Karina Fair on that play.
Yeah, it was. Portland High School baseball team starts their season Monday, which is in a couple days. Hopefully the weather will stay good, which is unusual for baseball season.
Annabelle Thompson was in the game. She comes right back out. And Orozco is back in. Gregory in between two defenders, loses the ball. MLK picks it up, tries to throw it up ahead. Almost intercepted by Lindsay, but picked up by the Lady Royals. Gregory tips it from behind, out of bounds. No, they're going to call a foul on Lindsay.
Yeah, they start their season at Kirkwood High School, and then home game Tuesday here against Kirkwood. So fans should come out and watch. That game will not be broadcasted.
You're looking forward to broadcasting a few basketball games this year, though.
Baseball games. I've already done a few basketball games. But I'm looking forward to doing more basketball games, too. I learned a valuable lesson. I should have learned it 2 years ago. But don't schedule middle school baseball games the first week of March, no matter what. Just don't do it, because basketball regionals are the first week of March.
Gregory gets called for a foul. That is the fourth team foul on Portland. 49-14 is your score. A lot of spring sports going on. Boys soccer, they've already got 2 games in.
Yeah, they were playing in the rain the other night when I was having practice. I looked up and thought, I'm glad I'm not a soccer coach.
Now I was told that's all scrimmages and everything.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, their regular season don't start until the week of spring break, which is not next week, but the week after. But everything is happening. It was in the next 2 weeks. All the spring sports will start.
Pass by the Lady Panthers gets into the front court, but it's knocked out by MLK.
Well, our season was supposed to start Tuesday, but we moved it with Westmoreland because the boys were playing here. And then Thursday, this next week's up in the air. If both of our teams are still in the tournament, then we will postpone that game as well. Any middle school parents that are listening now. Because you know what? I've got another thing in my life. I give a lot of time to baseball, but I give some time to basketball. I want to be there. They should be there too. Root on Panthers. Panther pride is Panther pride. It's never too early to learn it.
Scrum on the floor. Possession gives it to the Lady Panthers. 1:55 to go here in the game. 49-16 is your score, and they'll call traveling on Portland. Softball gets started next week also.
Yeah, I've got the schedule in my bag at home. I'll tell you tomorrow on the air.
A return for the sectional team, Portland softball team, making it to the sectionals last year. I couldn't figure out how to exactly say that coolly.
Well, while I got a chance, I'm going to shout out the Gallatin middle school coach because he worked out a deal with me that we've got a game Thursday. If we win Monday but lose Tuesday, then we'll play Thursday. If we lose the other way around, we'll play Wednesday. If we win them both, we don't have to play. But he didn't have to do that. He could have just been a real douchebag about it and said, just cancel it, forget it. But he said, no, I'll work with you. Because I told him I was going to be with Kylie and the voice of the Panthers. He goes, well, doggone it, that is just the reason that we're going to make this work.
I believe that happened. Free throws MLK had missed, but a putback gives a bucket to the Lady Royals and a turnover on the inbounds by the Panthers. And MLK with another chance, but a foul by Gregory, and that'll be 4 or 5. That'll be 4 on Gregory. So Zaya Odom at the free throw line for 2. The Panthers have put MLK in the bonus situation. Free throw is up, is short.
We have a few Panther fans filing out. They don't want to get stuck in traffic.
Free throw is missed by MLK. Foul on the rebound. Panthers will keep it. That's only the first team foul on Martin Luther King here in the fourth quarter. Clock ticking under a minute. Looks good for the Lady Panthers going into the regional semifinals. Turnover. Lady Royals into the lane, misses it, but Duraslat doesn't get the putback. Saved by Odom, but picked up by the Lady Panthers. Gregory says, let me take it to court. And she gets fouled on the way to the basket. So she'll go to the free throw line for 2, but the clock is still running. Stops at 20.3.
She's pretty fast. I wonder if she runs track. Very, very good athlete.
And the freshman set, shoots, makes the first one. Kendall Gregory gets another point. She has 3 on the night. Set, shoot. That one does not go in. Lady Royals with the rebound. Fair tips the pass, but MLK keeps it. Johnson guarded by Roscoe. I want to keep talking, hoping you don't get your thought out. Ball goes out of bounds, but no, they're going to call a foul on the Lady Panthers, and that may be number 5 on number 22. We'll wait and see how they call it. I'm not going to stop talking. No, they give that. They decide to give that to a Roscoe, I believe.
And I don't have my flag handy.
Foul shot goes up. It's no good. 1.2 seconds remaining. A 32-point lead for your Lady Panthers. Shot is up. That one doesn't go in either. But the offensive rebound putback is missed. The buzzer sounds. And what a victory for your Lady Panthers as they come away with a big one against Martin Luther King, winning by a final score of 50-18. That will send them to the regional semifinals next Monday night against Valor Prep. We'll take a short pause. We'll be back with a recap and final stats as you're listening to Lady Panther Basketball on the Portland Sports Network. Lady Panthers come out victorious in this regional quarterfinal matchup. Final score 50-18 over the Martin Luther King Lady Royals. Panthers started out a little slow in that first quarter. Couldn't get the buckets to fall. Things turned on in the second quarter as the pressure, the turnovers, the easy buckets came for the Lady Panthers. And once they got that cushion, Coach Stein called off the Wolfpack. Probably wasn't the right thing to say, was it? And
the fans know.
Yeah.
They know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and come away
We have
with that
very
victory.
educated fans out there. They absolutely know what you're talking about.
And, you know, before I get your thoughts, just think where this program was 5 years ago. 5 years ago, we had never won a regional tournament game. And I think maybe it was 2 years ago, they won their first, they got to the regional semifinals for the first time ever. And then last year, they jump it up even further, of course, making that state tournament appearance. This year, it was almost like if we didn't make the regional semis, something is wrong. It's amazing how the bar has now been set.
It was boring
for Lady Panther basketball.
You got a boring regional win. I mean, it was a yawner. It was such a blowout. So, I mean, just think of that, right? Not only did we win,
a struggle.
but it wasn't even a struggle. We could have probably won with our subs. No, I don't think so. Well, it would have been a tight game with just the subs, but that's the key. They came out and took care of business and just got it over. That's just a testament to Coach Stein and the program he's built here. For it to be I mean, it was boring. It absolutely was boring because they won so easily. Not that I mind. If I'm a coach, I'm good with boring. Sometimes struggles can get struggling.
But you know, they're still coachable, and we worried about the sloppiness at the start of the game. And even though I think at one time they had maybe a 9-point lead, Coach Stein wasn't happy. You could see him over there on the sidelines talking. He didn't like the effort on the rebounds. Martin Luther King was getting too many easy putbacks. And lucky for us, early on, they weren't going in for them, or the game would have been tighter
Right.
in that area. And so they came out, they listened, they said, all right, let's turn this back on. And from there on, it was, the Lady Panthers show.
Yeah, like Coach Stein said, they're a good team to coach. They listened to what he's got to say, and they did. So it was a good win for them. Valor Prep's going to be a tough game. There's no doubt about it. They're number 1 seed up there. You don't get a number 1 seed by accident. How we're going to match up with them, if we play our game and our backcourt keeps growing, that's going to be the key. In tournament time, your backcourt is what wins and loses you championships. So that's going to be key is how they handle, because I don't know anything about Valor Prep at all, but I guarantee you they press a lot.
Yeah.
I got a burrito on it.
Well, you're going to be impressed with their shooting guard. I'll say that from what we've seen.
That'll be interesting.
Go ahead with your stats.
All right, so we got McKelvey with 10, Nalak Paul with 8, Gorchek Moot with 15, Kiava Bradley with 6, Bailey Sharklet with 2, Kendall Gregory with 3, Thompson with 4. We were 1 for 4 from the free throw line. Rebounds, Mays with 3, McKelvey with 1, Paul with 4, Moot with 1, Bradley with 4, Lindsay with 2, Gregory with 2, Sharklet with 3. Steals, we have McKelvey 2, Paul 4, Moot 4, Bradley 2, Sells 2. Block shots, 1 for McKelvey, 2 for Moot. Assist, Mays with 3, Paul with 3, Moot with 3, Bradley with 2, Sells with 2, Lindsay with 1, Sharklet with 2. 18 total turnovers. We had 8 in the first half, ended up with 18, so a little sloppy here and there. But, it's a good win for the Lady Panthers. They just got to get a couple days of work in, get better, and let's see if we can advance in the tournament.
Miguel, show tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock.
Yes, sir. No guest. It's hard, as Coach Thayer sat there and said earlier, people just don't answer emails no more. So it's hard to get emails to be answered. I've put out emails and then re-put them out, and, and I've had people sit there. We do have the month of March booked up. So March 7th, I believe it is, Coach Totten from the East Middle School Basketball will be there. 14th will be Coach Colin Lamberth in Austin, the owner of Freedom Fitness, will be coming in talking about Freedom Fitness and that. The 21st is the middle school robotics team. And then the 28th will be the new head coach of the football, PHS football, Coach Dupree. And so I'm trying to get, and then, we'll get into, by then, the spring sports will be starting. We'll try to get into, softball, baseball, soccer, and out there to the youth leagues. We got to support the PSN Longhorns. And we'll go do a couple games out there at the youth ball fields. And, and so, but tomorrow we'll talk about basketball. We'll recap, if anybody's not listening tonight, what's coming forward, Olympics, what we did with the Olympics, and then all the other sports that we want to talk about. So,
and his guest, the middle school coach, baseball coach, he runs a tight ship. He'll get kids here anytime you need them.
20 wins for the Lady Panthers. That is back-to-back seasons for that accomplishment. Next game, Monday night, 7 p.m. at Valor Collegiate Prep High School, and we're being told that Valor did defeat Springfield, so our understanding is that game will be against Valor College Prep. Tomorrow night, the boys will play here against Valor Prep boys in their regional quarterfinals. We'll broadcast all those games right here on YouTube via the Portland Sports Network. Once again, final score, Portland Lady Panthers defeat MLK Lady Royals 50-18. For John Thayer, Miguel Amadeus, I'm Kyle Eden. Until next time, go Panthers.